Okay, this is the September 22nd Townsend Conservation Commission meeting. The time is 7:03, and we will open the meeting under the Wetlands Protection Act and the Townsend Wetland Bylaw. And the year is 2021. Okay, we'll start with roll call.
James Gates, present.
Jennifer Eaton is present.
Joan Savoy, present.
Okay. And this meeting is being video recorded. Is anyone else recording? Anyone? Okay. So 1.3, chairman's additions or deletions. I'd like to add 3.4, update on the process of writing and posting legal notices. Can I get a motion to add that to the agenda?
A motion to add that to the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, agents report. Okay, so right now Jessica is working on the annual stormwater report. She has done a couple of septic permit sign-offs and submitted our referral for 5 Turnpike Road. The RDA for 5 Balsam Drive was mailed to the resident, and she is to follow up with DEP next week regarding our Westcom site meeting, that site walk that took place on 9/15. Okay, 1.5 chairs report. Campbell Farm CR update. The CR has been returned with 1 comment from the planning board, which is likely an edit. That'll be corrected and submitted to EEOA by Jessica ASAP, which will probably be at the latest on Friday. Squanicook Greenways has asked for an extension. They would like to continue the hearing to the 2nd meeting in October. And last, on September 15th, we conducted a site walk at South Road Road, Lot 1 and 2, with Tom Rabula from DEP. We were all there. Okay. 1.6, review and approve minutes from 8/25/2021.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes from 8/25/2021.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, appointments and hearings, we have none. So we'll go right into work session. 3.1, vote, approve comments to return to the planning board regarding 203 Main Street. Has everybody seen the plan for that?
Yes, that's the Hannaford signage.
Yeah, there is some,
I have not seen it, but I don't personally, based on just the description.
I'm having a hard time. I looked at this on a map and I can't determine if this is in a resource area.
The
How is this?
signage?
Oh, no, 203 Main is the deck.
Oh, the deck. Wait, okay, we were supposed to have an update on that deck because of the.
There's an issue with the bill. It sounds like it's turned into property line
property
dispute.
line, right, so we don't know. I think we need more information before we make a decision on that.
Well, if it's a property line, I think we even need to.
That's,
Part of it.
Well, but we were hoping Jessica was gonna be, she could weigh in on that.
Someone's beeping and.
Because I believe that is my understanding.
okay.
Well, we were supposed to give comments, correct?
We're
Yeah,
supposed
that's
to
what-
give
that's
comments.
just comments. I don't have any comment.
Well, my only comment is that as long as the building commissioner is okay with it and it's within the property lines, right? Because that is the issue.
Right, the issue is I mean, I don't see anything about it being in a resource. It looks like it's being appealed.
Based on,
The fact that it looks like the partial part of the structure would be on the neighbor's property.
I
right,
thought it
so
was within
that's
5 feet
that's
of the
not gonna
neighbor's
happen.
property.
Right.
But that's not for us to decide.
Right, right.
Right,
Oh,
but that's not our jurisdiction, you know what I'm saying?
No, but
So I
that is, so
don't
you
know.
do have, so we do have that in writing. Okay, thank you. So, yeah, so then I say that we don't say anything because it's,
Okay,
It's
building-
not, it's not
Yeah.
adding impervious
Right.
surface, it's not adding roof line, it's just,
and it's not what we do. I don't do roof lines.
well, that's an
well, we were
impervious
asked to
surface.
comment.
Right,
No, I motion that we
Right,
do not have any comments to add to.
yes. I second that motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we will not give any comments to 203. Main
I mean, it
Street.
may come back and, but that's fine after that gets straightened out.
Okay, so 3.2, vote approve comments to return to planning board regarding 18 Main Street. This is the Hannaford store. And they're looking to install a new sign.
Two additional signs out front.
2 additional signs, non-illuminated.
Non-illuminated. I went the other day, I checked out the
Then
signage.
If it's non-illuminated, I
Yeah.
do not have any comments.
Right. No, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, so do I get a motion?
I motion to approve the no comments for 18 Main Street. Is that the right address?
Motion to approve no comments for 18 Main Street. Can I get a second?
I second that.
All in favor?
Um,
Aye. Okay. That is
You want to say
unanimous.
that's unanimous?
Yeah,
Say
that is unanimous. Okay. All right, so we're gonna review the fee schedule for the Townsend Wetland Bylaw and neighboring towns. Did anybody get a chance to look at that and have any comments as far as the comparison?
I looked at it and it
Do you want
seems to
copy?
me that we're on par with as far as the permit, you know, what we're concerned about in our department, we're on par with Pepperell, but not Groton. Or
Oh,
vi-
Jess
or
is
vice
here.
versa. For the RDA and Pepperell is $50. For a single family, $100 for all other, and we're only at 25. Notice of intent, we're at 50, they're at 100. I think we should at least be where Pepperell is.
Yeah, because if you look at Groton, in addition to a house, is $250.
Right, that's, yeah.
Yeah,
I would suggest that just across the board, anything that, well, research time of conservation staff, it's $20 an hour.
okay.
I mean, do we want to change that?
Yes,
Yes,
I assume she makes, I hope she makes more than that.
so,
It should cover her cost plus
right,
extra, because, and then isn't it a cost per page? Yeah, 25 cents per page.
yeah,
So again, we don't want to shock the system either. So
Right.
we might need to have an implementation schedule of,
I agree with that. Actually, now that I see this, I do like the fact that request for certificate of compliance during time of order of conditions is free.
mhm,
One of our biggest snags that we hit is when people let their order, their order of conditions run out and then they have to start over again. So having it be lower or having it be free is a good incentive for people to get their certificate of compliance before their order of conditions runs out.
Yeah, and but we want to make it clear that after it runs out, it's $500.
Right now it's 50.
It should be 500.
What, based
incentive-
on,
Well, for instance, so you have an order of conditions and you have 3 years to
no,
comply. Yeah, so I say.
I'm just, where is the $500 an arbitrary number?
No, that's just what, someone just came in, remember, they had 3 old order of conditions, they were charged $500 per, so I just am going by that. Wrote a check for $1,500 that night for 3 old
Yeah,
order
those
of
for Kevin.
conditions. Yeah,
Yeah.
We have a breakdown of that?
I think one was a fine, actually, and 2 were order of conditions. So, okay, how about this, we don't do this, we put this on for next meeting and we research the. Yeah,
Well,
let's
actually,
have that.
We don't have a lot tonight.
Yeah.
And we don't know.
Well,
what it's
no,
gonna be.
the whole thing of it is that
And I
we
know
do
we're
have
gonna-
to check with the interim town administrator
Right,
before
so we have, this, it's a process, so we at least, I feel that
we
we should.
just outline it and then
discuss it.
find out if, okay.
I do think though, to get an order, a clearance on your, what is it, a certificate of
Of
compliance on
compliance.
your order of conditions after your order expires should be pricey so that people do indeed get those done, get those.
And I feel that it should be phased. If
Mhm.
you don't have it,
Ah,
you
Oh, you
know,
mean like
Mhm.
outstanding ones done
30
by,
days?
what is it, June 30th, 2022. It goes up to this much,
Oh,
because we can't do
okay.
anything, I think, immediately. I think it has to probably follow the fiscal year.
It can't be effective
It could
immediately.
be, I don't, that could be,
If we did follow the fiscal year, that would get everybody who has an order of conditions that's about to expire, it would get them in for their COC.
Hey guys, it's Jessica. Do you?
Hi, Jessica.
Hi, sorry, another dead time delay. Do you guys want to at all consider, like, if someone has actually started their project or not in those renewal fees?
well, don't
I think
you have to start your project within, how long do
but I
you
think,
have?
or is it upon completion?
It's yeah,
So,
Jessica, we're not sure, but it might, James suggested it might not kick in until your project's, wait a minute, my project's not. I don't know. I don't know. We can't,
Oh,
cannot
don't
answer
worry,
that question.
I gotta get mine,
Yeah, we
done
have to
too,
get
so,
ours too,
and I
yeah.
think mine's 3 years.
Okay,
We're not,
But regardless, then we need to
Yeah.
determine what it has
Yeah.
to be.
yeah, all right.
And
we'll
that could be
research.
outlined already. We just,
We just don't know.
yeah, there might be a legal,
Okay,
or it could be in the town bylaw.
yeah, that we don't know about, okay. But we
Okay.
do want to phase out or phase in.
But if we phase in the fees, if it's not completed by, and this is all arbitrary,
Of course.
June 30th, 2022, it goes to 250. June 30th, 2023, that's when it's at
Mhm.
500.
okay.
But it shouldn't be per OCC or
Mhm.
whatever.
So it would be per year based on the
Not
fiscal year.
or
I
the
mean,
increase.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
then
fiscal year.
maximum, but still 500, it's still a lot. How many projects are outstanding in town?
My guess is there are a lot of orders of
So
conditions
it's
out there that
probably,
were never
it
filed.
stems from way beyond our time or
Right.
even the past board's
Right,
time.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably even the boards before that. Look, Kevin was in here and his was 20 years
it's
old.
old, yeah.
So
So there's some that we're gonna have to deal with and start from scratch that expire, but it'll sort of control moving forward any more piling on to that.
I guess maybe
I make a
we
motion
might
that
need
the
to
chair have a
discuss.
discussion with the town administrator about this.
Yeah, we should come up with a list of questions. So it would be,
So it would be that, right? So expired order conditions.
And
And
go
it
back
could
to
even
that
be
page.
expired 5 years from have thresholds maybe. Just so we can get caught up,
Mhm.
because I don't want to.
That's a great
See
idea. I think that's a great idea. Thresholds.
Have them come after us with pitchforks and torches.
Yeah, just ease into it. Okay, so this one is important. And then,
Jen, so I definitely think that we should go here on this, on the notice of intent should go up to 100 and that the RDA should go up to 50. We should have been at least on par with petrol.
So the other part is because we have so many resources in town and we're within so many wetland areas and environments, you know, there's also a cost associated with projects, you know, John, the engineering cost and the state filings and fees, you know, to take down that garage at my house that I'm into it $3,000 just between permits for the town, permits for the state,
Yep,
my engineering.
All your
this, that.
filing,
So
yep.
it adds up.
yep, it does.
So
but I took that NOI and it was a work of art. That was like one of the best, better
ones?
ones, the one that you submitted for your garage.
oh, that's because I hired Stan to do it. I paid Stan to do it. I know better than to do it myself. But
Hey,
it's,
there's an effective writing and effective NOI coming up on,
and those guys do it for a
Yeah,
living.
we'll get to that. Okay, so you saying from 25 to 50 on an RDA, notice of intent 50 to 100.
100. So I do think if you met with the town administrator and, you know, he'd definitely have a better handle on this than we. I mean, I don't think we don't have to be as high as Groton, but I think we should at least be comparable to Pepperell.
Okay,
And I do like, James, your idea about thresholds on expired orders of conditions, but there does have to be a noticeable, it has to hurt a little bit after the 3 years, because otherwise, why would anybody have any incentive to
Well,
comply?
3 years, 5 years. we
Yeah,
can-
yeah,
In
yeah.
the town admin or the select people may have a,
Mhm.
you know, I would value their input on this.
So we'll ask.
well,
we'll
yeah,
ask-
because it could I was in a conversation with our liaison. It might not be up to us because we are appointed officials and not elected officials. So
Oh.
this all might just be suggestive.
Okay,
And
The other thing is we kind of have a nest egg. I'm not saying, you know, there's a lot of money in the till, but we're raising these fees. How are we going to use them?
there's not as much money for us to use
No,
as you think.
but it will be questioned
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
we should have an answer,
yep. Good
you
point.
know?
okay,
How
so
much
those
are
all
fees for, like if you get an NOI for impacts to a wetland buffer, is there like a fee per square footage that we have or can have, or you know if surrounding towns does that?
here it's like $1 per foot of delineation.
But like,
$1
but
foot of
if you're
delineation.
actually gonna issue an order of conditions for someone to do some sort of alteration in a buffer. So like say they need to impact 2,000 square feet or something of a wetland buffer. Do you ever, could we charge for that? Say like, you know, $10 per square foot of impact or something.
That adds up quick.
Yeah, we'll ask.
That was just, I know that's a huge number, but
I
something
know,
like
it's
that,
just
I
a
don't know if
number.
that's allowed or if that's something that you'd want to do.
Yeah,
But-
it's all good.
Well,
Again, just an incentive to avoid resources.
Okay.
Okay, so.
yeah, well, it has abbreviated notice of resource area delineation, and we already have it in there for a buck per,
Yeah,
but
and then it goes up to 2.
So remember, this was written in 2010.
annual inflation last I checked, which was a long time ago, was what, 2.5%.
Hasn't been high. So I say we go to the board or one of the select members and or the TA and have some discussions with them and then come back and revisit this and see, like Jen, you said, it may not even be our purview.
It may not, yeah,
Right.
and I would, I'd like to
Right, we
find out
can ask-
more about
Madam-
that.
Madam Liaison, are you there?
Am I liaison?
No.
What's up?
Oh, there you are. Hi, sorry to surprise you. Can, do we have the right to change any of the fees? The wetland bylaw fees, our fee schedule, or is that something the town has to do, please?
I think that Jennifer talked about this a minute ago. She had asked me about it. I know that I'm echoing. Is that the owl? I know that other boards have changed their fees, such as the building inspector and also the town clerk for dog licenses, and that we, the Board of Selectmen, voted on it. I know that when I was on the planning board, which was an elected board, we changed our fees and the Board of Selectmen did not have to vote on it. So I am guessing, I am not certain on this, so definitely check with Ross. But I am guessing if you are not an elected board and you want to change your fees, the Board of Selectmen might need to vote on it, or whoever your appointing authority is. But I am uncertain. So just check with Ross on that. But I don't think there's any issue with you changing your fees as long as you stay in line with what the area commands. You know, we don't want to be that town that charges these horrendous fees, but at the same time, we don't want to be the town that charges less than anybody else in the area. So,
Right,
so I don't have a definitive answer for you. I'm sorry.
okay,
I didn't check beyond your query to me, Jen. I didn't check with Ross.
okay. No, I had planned to check with him after we met, the board met. So, okay, can I get a motion to continue this until I can bring this to the town administrator to find out what we can actually,
So
how we,
I motion to table this until you have a discussion with the town admin, whenever that may be. And then we can continue it when it's appropriate.
okay?
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry.
It's unanimous. Okay. All right, great. Okay, so now we have 3.4, update of legal notices, writing and posting procedure policy. So at our last meeting, we voted to write and post all of the legal notices for the applicant moving forward. And I just wanted to review what the process of doing that is, who writes it, where it's published. So the Conservation Commission will write it. And it's to be, the Conservation Commission will write the notice, but once we get an admin, the admin will do it. So we're gonna have to just share the responsibility of that. And we voted to publish it in either the Lowell Sun or is it Sentinel and Enterprise.
Yes.
Okay, so those are the two. And then we are to bill the applicant before the notice is placed. So going back to the fee schedule, I was wondering if there was something that could be noted with the fee that says plus, now that we're doing it, plus cost of whatever the going rate is.
Well,
We can't
yeah.
put that in because it changes. Just to let
So
the
it should be
person know that,
$25. It should
That's what I was
be
thinking, $25.
Plus the
Yeah,
cost of.
Right, of the notice. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
okay, so that will be the,
So that will have to be another discussion. You have to TA.
right, I'll put that on there too. So add field notice fee. Okay. Does anybody have any thoughts on that?
My only thought is that if we have to have a check from the person before the ad is placed, I do remember it happened when we did, I think we had to
It's a
run down here.
timing
You have to
issue.
run down here with a
That's why
check.
I'm
So is
saying
it
it should be
Paid
told
by
up
or
front.
billed by prior to running?
Jen just said paid by.
No, she said billed by.
Jen, what is it?
What, because it means two different
They
things.
pay
Well, what I'm-
before we run the ad?
Yeah, before we run the ad. But I'm thinking that when people go to the fee schedule to look up how much they're gonna pay to file, it should say next to it plus
Yeah, but
cost of
that's,
legal
no,
notice.
the question is, so let's say, for instance, Stan's gotta file a new legal notice. So
Yeah.
we're gonna write it, we're gonna put it in the paper, and do we say we have to have your check in hand before we submit this to the paper?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep,
there it is, so.
And that's part of the process though, because like when Stan did my permitting, I just paid him whatever he billed me at the end, but he paid all the,
Right,
right,
Yeah.
because
Right,
he
in the
placed
interim.
the ad.
right,
well, no, not, I'm saying, but he also pulled the permits.
right.
Okay,
So he wrote the check.
Right.
And then I essentially reimbursed him. So that just has to be part of his, whoever's doing it.
right,
process.
because
Even
when
if
it's
private,
because when it's an engineer though, it's like,
But-
when they write the NOI, it's like on behalf
but
of.
it's, even if it's private, they're gonna come down and give you a check anyways for the
Right,
permit.
I think the
Maybe
important,
Talk to the newspapers, maybe they have
I think the
legal
point
notices.
is that we
I
just
don't
wanna
know.
They
make
do.
sure they
The
know that they have
newspapers
to
do
pay
have a
for
flat
that.
rate for the legal notice. We just have to, when we're writing the legal notices, we just have to say, when we're gathering information, just know, you're gonna have to give us a check ASAP, and this is what the standard rate is right now at the Subject Enterprise period. You gotta get in here like ASAP. That's all. That's what happens. I mean, I've run down here plenty of times with a check for a legal notice. They won't place it unless you come down with the check, and that's the way it is.
Ask the TA.
Okay,
I mean,
I don't disagree with you, John.
No, that's fine, even if you did. I think that's why we got in trouble owing that one newspaper all that money, because no one was collecting the fees. So this way, you want the legal notice run, we have to have a check in hand first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we should have a separate
I guess
account.
what I'm wondering is what would be the best way to let an applicant know that when they're, because a lot of people do
You
this
let them know,
themselves.
they have to talk to you about the information you say, and so you throw it in the conversation.
Okay,
And if we add it to, if we can put it on that schedule, fine, we'll add it
What
to
do the
that
other
schedule.
I
towns,
think
what
it
do
would
the
be
other
good
towns do?
just- I didn't see anything
idea.
about that.
Why not just make it part of the permit?
Right.
That's what I was
Right.
hoping to do, but I
Right.
don't know if you can, that's
Because then
a
that
question that I
justifies
would
that-
like to
Right.
ask.
Your, could be part of the justification.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't see anything like that in any of the other
Okay.
No, I
ones.
didn't either.
So I don't, that makes me think that it might not be legal to do that, but,
It's easy. They have to give the information, so we give them the information right back. Okay,
You know-
we write it, you owe us X, please come in by whatever, because we have to get this into the paper by Friday. That's all.
John, we could also-
SOP.
We could also ask, I know Stan's local, he doesn't mind helping. If we ask questions, I'm sure he would.
Oh, yeah.
A quick little 2-minute conversation.
You're right. How all the other towns operate.
Oh, yeah,
Good
yeah, that's a
suggestion.
good idea.
Good suggestion.
or one of the other engineers that come in. Again, I know Stan's right in town, but just a quick, not to waste his time or take up too much of his time.
He's gonna be our first person anyway, I think, with the next notice, so we have to get our ducks in a row. So I'll volunteer to research the fees at the two papers. My guess is Lowell Sun's more expensive, but I'll get the flat
Yeah.
rate for a legal notice.
Okay, great.
Jen, can I ask something?
Of course,
I'm not trying to add more discussion
it's okay.
or another agenda item, but have we had any interest in the vacancies?
No.
No,
Oh, but there's someone who has
oh,
expressed,
not written interest.
not written, but
Spoken.
there is someone
Just
and,
recently, as of like yesterday,
Recently.
as in like yesterday?
as in the last few days. Did I see them yesterday? I don't know.
But no, nothing written.
Nothing written.
Nope.
I just don't want, if one of us is sick or this or that.
Right.
We need more.
Yep.
Right. Well, our members that can't come here in person can Zoom in,
No, I know.
and that is an option. At least until April 22nd of 2022, when the COVID stuff.
I thought that
It's
wasn't
slated
related
to
to
lift.
COVID.
Hmm?
I thought that wasn't related to COVID.
Yeah, that is. They extended the these types of meetings until next April for COVID. Yep, the Zoom.
So,
Yeah, the way I read it, it was indefinite. And it
Oh,
was,
okay.
it was prior to COVID.
Okay, so
That
it
it
might
was
be
enacted.
indefinite. So
And it
even,
was the town that the selectmen had voted it.
oh,
that you can Zoom.
No,
It was the state, Charlie Baker,
was it just the state thing?
he extended it to April of 2022. And then it may be under consideration to be extended longer, but for now, the drop dead date for Zoom and remote meetings is
April?
of 2022.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
April.
I mean, so my guess is if a board after that time wants to say that members are welcome to come in person or Zoom in, that maybe would be up to the individual boards. But for now, you're allowed, if you can't be here or you
I
don't
wasn't
want
trying
to.
to digress. I just wanted to see if there was any interest. In
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Every time I asked.
Not yet.
again, another butt into from me, prior to COVID, without any restrictions, a board could have a member participate remotely by phone.
By
or
phone.
something.
right.
But in that case, you need to have a quorum physically present in the meeting.
Okay.
Oh, so maybe that, well, oh, you know what? So that is something to check. So would we have to have a quorum physically present in the meeting for, excellent point, thank you. For
Okay.
for other members to be able to dial in.
I don't think it needs to be priority, but. I just-
Yeah, it would be good to know.
Well, we just want to cover ourselves.
Madam
in case
Liaison, do you have
somebody
any
is out.
ideas about that? Do you have any info on that?
Info, no. Pretty much what you just talked about, what Dave said is correct. Remote access to meetings has always been allowed. You have to provide a way for remote access for the member of the board. What has been extended is the ability to do Zoom meetings that the general public can attend. In other words, they don't have to be in person. So we're providing Zoom links until it's the April 2022 date that Joan mentioned. So these Zoom links are for the general public, but members can also attend that. Once that is no longer available, then all members will need to be present in the room, and any public would also need to be present in the room. However, there's always been the ability for a member to dial in for remote access for a member, and then the roll call votes apply to that as well.
But we have to have a quorum of members in the room for members to dial in remotely, to join.
The dial-in person would also be counted as part of the quorum.
Oh, good, okay.
If there's someone who has to, who isn't in town and needs to come in remotely, that can be done. So
Awesome.
that's the deal. There is a possibility that the legislature will change the laws. That's what's governing this. Because there was an emergency order, we could do the Zoom thing. And then the emergency order was extended just for this. The emergency order was removed in June, but they allowed Zoom access for the public continuing until April. And I don't know if the legislature will change the laws or not, but that's Mass General Law. So anyway,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so move on to number 4,
Mhm.
correspondence. 4.1, we received a letter from the BOS requesting any outstanding orders on applicants for licensing. Licenses for,
It was entertainment.
business,
venues.
yeah, I forget the exact terminology.
Liquor licenses.
Liquor
That was-
licenses,
That was part of it.
Yeah.
That wasn't all of it though.
Ah,
But what do we need to do?
so
What's
there,
our-
we
what's our
don't have
influence?
any, we don't have any.
we had to check to see if there was anything
And
outstanding
we
with those
found
businesses
nothing.
in the conscom office, and we couldn't find anything outstanding.
So we don't have to motion for anything because it's just correspondence.
Nope,
And so we've gotten back to them on that?
no, I don't think we have gotten back to, we didn't fill out the form yet. I
So-
don't think it was due until like, I'm gonna say January, maybe.
But it's
Oh,
all,
so we
it's
just
all
have to
set to be filled out.
respond.
But yes, we just need to respond on that. Okay. So 5.1, education and conferences. 5.1 is review upcoming MACC courses and adjust for any commissioners who would like to attend, adjust any and address any conflict with meetings. Have you looked at the schedule?
I looked at it about a month ago and there were a bunch, and then they also the fall conference. So
They're all dropping soon.
Well, yeah, and you have to register for them too, because I don't think that there's. Okay,
So Jen, you had a concern about the October 20th meeting, right?
so we have to meet, we have a meeting that's scheduled for October 20th. And there's a fundamentals course. Unit 205, it's effective. Oh, okay, good. Fundamentals Unit 205, effective erosion and sediment control. So if any commissioners know that we want to take that course, we have to make sure that if we have a meeting scheduled, that we have a quorum. Otherwise, we'll have to adjust the meeting date.
so that's a class that
You
I'm
want to
interested-
take that
yeah.
class? I'm interested in that class too.
Okay, so let's say I did not take that class, but we don't know if our other 2 board members would be here that night. So we might have trouble getting a quorum. And I would like to take that class myself.
So we would have to move the meeting to
27th.
the 27th. Wednesday, the 27th. Dave, isn't there a board that meets on Wednesdays that are opposite with us? Would that be a conflict?
I don't think so. Let me check.
Thank you.
It would be October 27th at 7 PM. Yeah, I'd really like to take that class. I knew it was a good one.
And it's right up James's alley.
Yeah. Yeah, all of these classes are good. I think you can take like 7 classes. Well, that's how
But
many.
You have to get your core classes in.
Yeah, it's
Right.
8 classes and I think there's 7 being offered.
They-
So I could
They
actually
have
take my
offerings
remaining
throughout
7.
each month, from what I found. It's just, right now it's time for me.
Right.
And James, you know about the orientation for new members?
Yes, again, the time thing. I got the email.
Yeah, I got it. Okay,
Well, I guess,
20th looks open if you want to schedule a meeting for that.
27th,
27th.
October 27th.
Sorry about that. It would be the
Sorry.
20th, but we want to move it to the 27th. So
have we not had any applications come through the office in the past
For,
Anything? It's been very quiet.
it's very quiet.
We do. Yeah, it's been very quiet.
We're already on the calendar for the 27th.
That's
Second-
odd.
No, it's not. Second and fourth.
That's odd.
No, second and fourth of every month.
Yeah, you booked out until the end of the year, every other.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
I did.
Yeah, so it's the 13th and then the 27th.
Oh, that's.
13th and the
Oh, so
27th.
it was right all along.
Okay, good. So that's not gonna be an issue.
Okay, so the next meeting is October 13th, not the 6th.
So that was easy. Okay, good.
Wait a minute, so we don't have a meeting between now, oh, there's an extra week in October.
We have an
in
extra
October
week.
13th? Yowza.
Okay, so
Great. All right, then don't forget to sign up. Okay, 5.2, report on NRWA virtual program on invasive plants. I'm gonna hand that to you, Joan, because you took that.
Oh, yeah, so just quickly, it was really great, the, NRW, Zoom and informational, educational thing, and it was Paul Summers, who was 15 years the state botanist. He wrote the Guide to Invasive Plants in Massachusetts, which for $5 you can get from Mass Fish and Wildlife. And the main thing is, what I learned was, right now, Pepperell and Groton have an invasive species group, and Al Futterman was thinking that Townsley could join this group, because if you go to sismasuasco.org, which is CISMA-SUASCO.org, that is the group in it's a cooperative invasive species management area. 36 towns are part of the Suwasco watershed, and they're really proactive about the invasive plants and species. So like, for instance, their little blurb right here has it on the spotted lanternfly.
Oh, I took that last, it was last spring I took that. That was a good one.
Yeah, so what I'd like to do is talk to Al Futterman about Townsend joining with Pepperell and Groton with their invasives group. And the main thing is I can get from this website, and Dave, we talked about getting some informational materials that you could post, that TCAM could post on Channel 9 for us. So I'll get their knotweed.
what about posting stuff on the town website?
Yep, we can do it, we'll do it called town
Definitely.
website and on Channel 9, and we'll just use their materials for now till we can get it together to make our own, but why not if they're already out there? But the thing I'd love to personally just get the word out on the knotweed, because it is so beautiful and everybody thinks this is great stuff, and it's just horrible. If it takes over, I mean, we really want to, I would really like to see us put some effort into
I
educating
think all
people
you would
about
really
knotweed.
need to show is the pictures of it growing through people's like bathroom tile walls and foundation of their house. It's terrible. It'll grow right through it.
And it just takes over everything. So, okay, so I promise then, by next meeting, I will come in with the educational materials from this group and
Awesome,
and I'll
Joan.
talk to Al. Fair? Is that good?
Excellent.
Okay, all right.
Okay, and 5.3, we have the state salting guidelines for the ACEC. James, did you?
I couldn't find anything.
So
I
I'm-
gotta look into the EPA.
I sent this
EPA
to
does a lot. I
everybody.
saw that.
It's the resource management plan guidelines for the ACEC. And I couldn't find anything about salting,
Right.
although I know there has to be something, but this is
Not
still
always.
something that
And if you look at the date on that.
2004,
so
yeah.
it's
Wow.
kind of from prior to Massachusetts being proactive with salt, so I think we just need to keep looking. And I don't think the ACEC should really, I think it's beyond the ACEC. It should just be a,
Just across the board.
yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
maybe, so there may not be, as you're right.
There may not be
Yeah.
anything, but
Yep,
I think the EPA started the ACEC, if I recall correctly, and they might have resources. I didn't dig into
Okay.
what you'd have to dig.
Okay. Okay, anything else on the ACEC that anybody would like to add? Okay,
I look forward to learning more about it.
Well, Townsend has, I believe, 15,000 acres.
and they're right there. Okay, so items for discussion at the next meeting.
Educational materials about Japanese knotweed,
They're just invasives in general.
invasive in
Invasive.
general, yep. And information about us joining with Pepperell and Groton with their invasives group.
Policy for changing our fee schedule.
Mhm.
That'll be determined. And we can discuss more about that.
Well, yeah, and that's pending if you get feedback from the TA in time and so forth. I don't want to clog the agenda with stuff we're not ready for it,
Right,
if that makes sense.
yeah.
It's just me being streamlined.
Okay, so anything else? What else do we have?
I think just something that I'm gonna be working on, not by next meeting, but for the next few months, is better implementation of stormwater pollution education, like public outreach and
Right.
everything. Townsend has a permit for stormwater discharge, and a lot of it is just making sure that we are educating the residents on proper salt storage and pet waste disposal.
Yeah.
More so, but things of that nature. So as we're kind of in our educational swing here, to kind of piggyback onto that, to improve that as well.
Thanks, Jessica. I'm glad you mentioned that because Jessica also showed me another digital brochure that we could also get out to the community about stormwater, and we could add that to the one that we're doing with the invasives possibly. It was awesome. So I think that'd be really helpful.
Yeah, we were gonna ask if we could send out with the tax bill or the water bills educational materials, if that is. a thing.
Yeah, if that's a
Yeah,
thing.
I'll check on that.
Okay, great.
So we
Because
can,
you guys do
I
like
did
that.
ask the water department on that. The bill generation
Yep.
is actually like subbed out. A company does that. I assume some sort of accounting company.
Yeah, okay,
there
that's what I thought.
There is like a fee if we wanted to put in a little sleeve of paper or something. So it's possible, but there is a fee. So I'm waiting to hear back from the water department on that fee. And then
Yeah,
we.
they probably
thank
use-
you.
That's awesome.
They
Yeah.
probably use envelope stuffers,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
thank you.
But you know those little things that you get, it's like color thing, two sides. like-
Unitil does it.
Yeah, that's where I've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay,
We could do
great.
that, or we could
Awesome.
even get little like postcard type things, and then that way they can easily be postaged and mailed out.
Yeah, that
way.
would actually be our backup plan if we can't do the water
The thing
bill
with the
thing.
water management, we might want to talk to Todd Mellinson,
Okay,
because he has a lot of input and a lot of background on this. Because he's the water.
for
commissioner.
stormwater,
Just water in general,
okay,
and, ground contamination and everything.
yeah. All right, great. Okay. So our next meeting is actually going to be Wednesday, October 13th, 2021. Okay, and motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn at 7:52 PM.
Motion to adjourn at 7:52. Can I get a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Okay, great. We close the meeting at 7:52.